Welcome back into the Bank of Colorado Event Center. We set for our fifth match of the day, and, well, it's pretty simple what's happening here. I'm Ben Blecko alongside Michael Murphy. Michael, we like these simple days that we don't have to break out the matrix chart.
Yeah, anytime that we don't have to try and determine tiebreakers and something like this, it makes it simple.
At this point during last year's 1A District 4 volleyball tournament, the AD in charge looked at me and went, so what happens if? And I whipped out my matrix chart and said, here you go. We don't have to worry about that this year because we know Weldon Valley and Fleming are both moving on to the regional round.
They'll play in the next match for seeding, 1 and 2.
Yep, they play for the district championship up next. Caliche versus Pawnee. This is for the right to get out of the district tournament and move on into the regional round next week. Everything is on the line right here in this one. The biggest key in this is going to be how much of a toll did the five-setter for Caliche take on their play. Did it give them momentum because they just hung with the best team in the state and pushed them almost to the limit?
Or did it wear them out?
Did it wear them out? For Pawnee, you look at this team, and really they've had one consistent player all day, and that's Lindy Johnston. And she's hands down the best player on the team. They've had a lot of players that have done their job and understood what they're supposed to do in their rotation and gotten the job done. And this Pawnee team is so good defensively, arguably the best defensive team in this tournament, that you never know what's going to happen in this one. This is a very important match, and even more so, these two teams went 5 in the regular season. Caliche 1-5, Adam Grover 25-16, 19-25, 25-21, 17-25, 15-10.
Because of the differentiation in size and net play, is Pawnee going to drop 5 and play defense and just say nothing's going to get up? I mean, nothing's going to get down. We're going to keep everything up?
That could be one way Marcy Koenig approaches it for Pawnee. We'll find out. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we will have starting lineups and first serve next. The Pawnee Coyotes, the Caliche Buffs for the right to get out of the district tournament next on this big-time small-town media production.
Here's a simple math problem. What's 1 + 1? 2, you say? Not at Bank of Colorado. Here, 1 + 1 add up to free. Because our personal free checking and personal free collection give you twice as much free. You'll start with free checking, free online banking, free telebank access, free PIN pay, no service fees, and more. And when you add on, you'll get a free savings account, free appraisal with your next mortgage, and more. So if you're into free, apply today to open a new account by visiting bankofcolorado.com, where 1 + 1 equals free. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Superior Fertilizer and Construction are proud supporters of the Caliche Buffs. They carry Hubbard feeds for all of your livestock needs. They are also a full-service ag dealer with dry and liquid fertilizer, anhydrous and Chemical Plus alfalfa and grass seeds. If you need a new pole building, give them a call. Same name, same location for 40 years. Give Superior Fertilizer and Construction a call today, 886-2161.
Wernsman Homes and Construction, LLC is an authorized Wardcraft builder. Wernsman Homes is a general contractor and can handle your building needs from an ICF foundation, remodel, or a brand new home. Contact Jerry or Cindy Wernsman at 970-265-4895 and let Wernsman Home do the building for you. Visit their website at www.wernsmanhomes.com and let Wernsman Homes be your contractor, now and in the future. 970-265-4895. Paul and Luann of West Pawnee Ranch Bed and Breakfast congratulate the Pawnee Coyotes on a great season and wish them best of luck in the postseason. West Pawnee Ranch Bed and Breakfast is a working ranch located in Northeast Colorado, 20 miles west of Grover. Create your own adventure at West Pawnee Ranch Bed and Breakfast. Bring your horse and ride across the plains, visit the Pawnee Buttes, or enjoy the Pawnee National Grasslands, where 250 different species of birds are located. Call the West Pawnee Ranch Bed and Breakfast at 970-895-2482 or visit westpawneeranch.com. Big Tex, a name you can trust to build great trailers. Big Tex, the name behind quality, precise design, and depth of production line. Big Tex, where style does not get lost in the rugged construction of products. Big Tex, made to last, made to perform. Big Tex, with years of experience and Texas pride built into every product. When your Big Tex touches the ground, it's tested and warranted, ready to transport the job you have. Get your Big Tex trailer at Sterling Trailers. Call 522-2855. Get your DVD copies of the events you're seeing live online at BigTimeSmallTown.com. Hi, I'm Ben Blecka, owner, founder, and one of the talents of Big Time Small Town Media. Very glad you're enjoying the broadcast we're bringing to you live online. But don't forget you can have this broadcast whenever and wherever you want with a purchase of the DVD from Big Time Small Town Media. Go to www.BigTimeSmallTown.com. There you can check out all of the games that we've got from any past tournaments. We've been doing this for just more than a year, and Big Time Small Town Media is proud to be more than sports. We're community.
You're looking for a used car, but you don't really trust those used car dealers. At Ertl Brothers Discount Auto in Sterling, trust is not an issue. At Ertl Brothers Discount Auto, every vehicle is fully inspected before it goes out on the lot, so you don't have to worry about buying that lemon. For your convenience of shopping, Ertl Brothers Discount Auto is available online anytime at ebautos.com. They understand that not everyone works 9 to 5, so they'll even set up private appointments to work with your schedule. Visit Ertl Brothers Discount Auto, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, Saturday, 9 to 4.
Everybody knows that when a great opportunity, like an iPhone, presents itself, you grab it. Somebody says they've got tickets to the big game and can't go, you grab the tickets. Somebody tells you that you can get an iPhone at a special price, you grab it. And it's true. For a limited time, Viero has iPhones for only $79.99. And we'll even pay your early termination fees up to $200 when you switch to Viero. All that and coverage you can count on. So hurry into Viero today. Your iPhone is here. Restrictions apply. See store for details.
Playing sports takes planning. Our day-to-day lives take planning, but we're not all prepared to plan for all aspects of our lives. That's why we have to rely on people like Joel Nelson at Nelson Financial to help us plan for our retirement. Plan and invest in your best interest without compromise at Nelson Financial. The only certified financial planner in the area, Joel can't help you out unless you call 970-521-7800. Nelson Financial. Better to plan and not need it than need it and have not planned. Welcome back into the Bank of Colorado Event Center. It's time to see who stays home and who gets to go on. I'm Ben Blecka with Michael Murphy. Caliche versus Pawnee. Our starting lineups are brought to you by Bob Mullendor and Daryl McCormick, your local independent associate Aflac representatives. Peace of mind and cash when you heard her say get to know Quack about Aflac. Call 522-2309. Pawnee the visitors, Caliche the home team.
For the visiting Pawnee Coyotes, number 1, Kirby Anderson is a 5'6 sophomore. Number 2, a 5'7 freshman, Kendra Koenig. Number 3, Afton Zedek, a junior, 5'5". Number 5, Lindy Johnson, a middle hitter, 5'6 senior. Morgan Sanders is a 5'10 sophomore. She'll be wearing number 7. Number 10, Brooke Tilgman is a 5'8 junior. And the libero, number 12, Sierra Vieira, a 5'4 senior. For the Caliche Buffaloes on the home side of the scoreboard today, number 1, Jaden Lambrick is a freshman. The junior, Taylor Weingart, will be wearing the libero shirt tonight. The senior, Hannah Yan, number 3. Number 4, Kaylee Lewis is a senior. Rachel Edler, number 7, a sophomore. A junior, Megan Pierce, number 10. And rounding out the top 6 tonight, Ben, is Sammy Morgan. She's a junior and wearing number 12.
Both of these teams with very limited rosters, I guess, if you will. They only sport 11 players on each side, so not a lot of substitution outside of the regulars for either of these teams. As a matter of fact, there are between these two teams only 2 players that have not seen the floor today, both on the Pawnee side, as Caliche emptied their bench in that match against Fleming just to try and get something going in that second set.
You know, we were talking off air, and you mentioned it in the pregame. Which team is Caliche going to be? Inspired because they went 5 with Weldon Valley, or tired because they went 5 with Weldon Valley?
Well, and which team is going to stay home is the biggest question. In the Max Prep Freeman rankings coming into the day, Caliche was ranked 2nd in the state, Pawnee was ranked 8th, and one of those two will not have the opportunity to go to state because in order to use those Freeman rankings, you have to get out of your district.
You have to get out of the district.
Rachel Edler for Caliche will start to the serve with going left to right on ColoradoPreps.tv. Edler Lines a serve deep, popped up back row by Kirby Anderson, kept up, and Anderson will free it over from the back row. Popped up by Lewis on the near side, set down the middle for Sammy Morgan, too big and out. So a hitting error for the Caliche Buffs right away. And the ball went into the locker room.
It needed a shower. It's been working hard today.
Sarah Vieira will take the serve. Vieira flies it short and into the net. Pawnee's been sitting. They played their back-to-back matches earlier. Changed into their long-sleeve red and white jerseys and trying to mentally get themselves back into playing mode. Lambrecht to line the ball on the front row, popped up by Lindy Johnson. Lindy with the big swing deep. Dug up back row by Weingart, kept in play, and Weingart will free it over in short. Popped up by Johnson on the front row. Tugman near side for the free ball over by Koenig. Pancaked out far side by Hannah Yonan. A down the middle swing from Sammy Morgan. Popped up by Koenig back row into the block at the net of Hannah Yon. She will not get the block as Brooke Tillman was in the net. Either way, it's a Caliche point, 2-1. Jaden Lambrecht back to serve, lines it far side, popped up by Kendra Koenig, set near side, the attack, Lindy Johnson to the back line, and Lindy comes up with the kill.
I think you got a couple of factors in here. You know, we got the fatigue factor for Caliche. What about the fatigue factor of just sitting around for that long?
Yeah, I mean, Weldon Valley and Caliche went about an hour longer than expected, and Pawnee was just sitting and waiting. So early stages, Caliche may have the edge. Johnston with the attack, deep, dug up back row by Weingart. Lambrecht sets far side, big swing, yawn, cross, down and in for the kill.
Lefty.
She's so tough at the net, and everybody knows she's a lefty. I mean, there's no doubt about it, and they still can't block her.
Lefty.
Shaylin Johnson back to serve. She'll hammer it down the middle. Popped up by Vieira, back row. Togman chased it down in the attack off the block of the net from Lindy Johnson. Dug out by Lambrecht, bump far side. Yawn with the swing, cross, down and in for a kill again.
You remember those golf commercials a few years ago?
Mm-hmm.
They said, these guys are good. These girls are good.
Yeah.
All of them. Every team we've seen today.
4-2 lead for Caliche. Shaylin Johnson with the serve down the middle. Popped up far side, big swing, blocked back at the net. Lindy Johnston got stuffed by Megan Pierce. 5-2 Caliche. Serve will be line deep, popped up by Vieira, back row. Far side set for Lindy Johnson over the top of the block, popped up by Edler. Set near side, Taylor off the block at the net, and a two-hit violation on Kirby Anderson as she played it up into the net and then out of the net. 6-2. Shaylin Johnson will hammer it down the middle. Popped up by Sarah Vieira, back row, set down the middle. Lindy Johnston, big swing, too wide and out. Shaylin Johnson with the serve. She'll knock it short and down and in for an ace. Timeout quickly by Marcy Koenig and the Pawnee Lady Coyotes at 8-2. That's the start Caliche needed.
It's exactly what Caliche ordered, and I think what we're seeing here is exactly what we just talked about. I think Pawnee's coming out here, and they just aren't into match. Their head isn't in the match yet. They just have been sitting so long, they just are not into volleyball mode.
They got off the court around 1:15, and they went. I would gather they left and went and got something to eat. They were out of the gym for a while, and then they came back and they were sitting around in the stands. And they got up and went into the locker room, changed into their new jerseys, came back out, still sitting in the stands, and we're standing on the end line. And just waiting. Just that anticipation sometimes is the worst factor for an athlete when you're anticipating going on the court and not being able to do anything about it. Early match, Caliche may have the edge. As this match progresses, Pawnee wants it to go longer and longer because that's the more tired Caliche's going to get.
Exactly.
Shaylin Johnson with the serve out on the timeout. Fielded by Vieira, back row, tipped over by Togman, popped up on the front row by Lambrecht. Bumped up high, and Taylor will turn and punch it deep. Checked up back row by Vieira. Set down the middle, big swing. Lindy Johnson off the block. Lift ball on the pop-up. Good stuff back by Megan Pierce. 9-2 in favor of the Buffs. Shaylin Johnson with the serve. Short top, chicken wing, not clean, 10-2, ace.
She had 5 in the last, she's got about 10 aces on the day, I think,
Right,
in the 3 matches.
Shaylin has served very well after coming in. She'll fly one too deep and out.
Of course, I jinxed her totally there, but, you know.
She came in starting in the 3rd set against Weldon Valley regularly for Sammy Morgan. Line serve down the middle, popped up, back row set for Jess Taylor. Her attack too wide now. The lead cut back down to 6. Stratton and Flagler are playing currently in the District 7 tournament down south. That's a pretty darn good matchup. The attack off the block at the net. Pierce will keep it up in play. Lambrecht will come back for Jan. She'll push it over in short. Popped up back row by Bier. Running bump set near side. The attack over the top by Kirby Anderson. Diving dig over back onto the Coyote side. Back to Zedek on the far line. She'll turn and hammer it deep and down and in for a kill. Eads already winning. That's the first kill for Zedek as the serve will be fly down the far side. Set onto the far post, the attack hammered over and down and in for a kill for Megan Pierce. I'm bringing all these teams up as Pierce gets her first kill, as well as Norwood, who beat Dove Creek, because all these are teams that potentially could get wild cards if they don't win their regional next week. Served by Hannah Jan will go down the middle. Misplay by Vieira. Back row. Koenig stepped in behind Vieira. You've got to go after the ball, even if you think, oh, I should have been playing that one. You've still got to step over and go after the ball, even if somebody else did play it. Don't be frustrated and give up. 12-5. Served by Jan, far side, fielded by Vieira, back row. Set for Lindy Johnson, big swing. That was going out, and Jade Lambrecht touched it. Onto the floor will come Morgan Sanders for the Pawnee Lady Coyotes. Down 12-6 here in the first set. Lindy will line it deep, popped up back row by Hannah Jan, set down the middle for Megan Pierce. Pierce bangs it off the block of the net, kept up on the front row. Lambrecht to Taylor. Taylor off the block of Morgan Sanders at the net. Popped up in a set over by Afton Zedek. Dug out back row, bumped up high. Down the middle goes Pierce over the top, popped up. Running bumps at Togman, near side Kirby Anderson. Rejected back by Megan Pierce. 3 stuff blocks already in the match. We've only played 19 points.
Kaylee Lewis going to check in to serve.
Lewis lines it down the middle, fielded by Lindy Johnston, back row. Set down the middle for Zedek over the top of the block, popped up by Edler on the front row. Set down the middle, Pierce with the attack, banged off the block, running bump set up, and Zedek will turn, shoot down the near side. Kirby Anderson over the top, dug out by Edler, bump set up by Lewis, and a free ball will be played deep by Lambrecht. Checked up back row by Lindy Johnston. Set down the middle. Morgan Sanders over the top. Popped up by Lambrecht front row. Pierce keeps it in play. And a free ball over by Jan. Winged out far side by Lindy Johnson. And a back row free will come from Kendra Koenig. Popped up on the front row. High dig to Megan Pierce. Her attack dug out by Koenig back row. Set near side. Big attack. Hammer deep. 2 deep and out for Kirby Anderson. 14-6 go the Caliche Lady Buffs.
Kirby arguing if there was a touch, but R1 said, nope, didn't see one.
Neither end judge did either. Line serve down the middle from the Buffs. Near side attack from Morgan Sanders, knocked deep. Dug out back row, set onto the far side. The attack from Edler. Line near side, onto the line and in for a kill. It's her first of the contest. And back to serve goes Kayla Lewis again. Lewis knocks it down the middle, popped up back row by Lindy Johnson, not cleanly. That's an ace. One of 2 seniors still capable of playing for this Caliche team. The third, Shaney Stump, on the bench with a torn ACL. 16-6. Lewis lines it down the middle, popped up by Kendra Koenig into the net, and a 2-hit violation will make it 17-6 in favor of the Buffs. Lewis lines it down the middle, picks up another ace, 18-6.
Wow. Buffs already with 5 aces out of 18 points on their side of the scoreboard.
And Improper libero substitution. We saw this called a couple different times on Tuesday. The libero comes in on the in line. You've got to cross on that sideline. You cannot wrap around the back end. You've got to come in on that sideline if you're going to substitute. It's a forced timeout if you still have a timeout, or it is a loss of a point if you don't.
Ouch. Well, you would think by this time of the season that it should be done.
Well, and what happens here is they don't typically bring the libero in on this position, and so everybody ends up a little disheveled. Sarah Vieira checking in and Kendra Koenig going out. Koenig didn't even know she was supposed to be exiting. 18-6 Caliche. Kaylee Lewis with the serve. Or the Buffs. Lewis lines it down the middle. Misplay. Back row, another ace.
She's got 3 in this service rotation.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. She's okay.
Today's all about understatements.
I like that.
Lewis lines it near side. Caught the line in for the ace. Morgan Sanders was going to check it on the front row and then let it go, and it drops in 4 in the rotation.
I'm definitely all in now. 4 aces. I think I'm betting your house and your house and your house.
20-6. Lewis lines it down the middle, popped up by Vieira back row. Sanders keeps it and playing a free ball over by Kirby Anderson. Lewis pops it up high, set far side for Pierce over the top of the block. Popped up by Vieira, back set far side for Zedek. Pushed down the line and in for the kill. Back to serve goes Kirby Anderson. Kirby floated far side, popped up, down the middle. Pierce with the attack, dug out by Anderson back row. Set it up and a free ball by Zedek, banged off the block. Had the block gotten down, that was an easy play. The block did not. Kill. (20-8). Anderson, short serve, popped up by Lewis back row. Leinbrecht will set up for Edler. Her attack winged out on the front row and punched back over by Sanders. Lewis chased it down, bump set up by Leinbrecht, and a free ball deep by Pierce. Chased down by Anderson near the back line. Set down the middle for Sanders into the net. It goes. (21-8). Caliche, 4 away from taking 1-0 lead. Line serve down the middle, popped up back row by Anderson. Set far side, Zedek, arc deep. Dug up back row by Kaylee Lewis. Set down the middle, big swing, down and in for a kill. Goes Sammy Morgan. Her first. Weingart with the serve, lines it into the net and hands things back over to the Coyotes. Zedek, short serve near side. Weingart dive dig over out ace. Zedek will knock the ball down the middle. Popped up back row by Lewis. Set it up for Morgan. Big swing, too big and out. It's like Caliche got that sizable advantage and then took the foot off the gas, and now they can't find it again. Still up by 11, 22-11. Serve down the middle, fielded by Lewis. Back row, set it up near side. Edler rejected back by Morgan Sanders. Jeanette Lambrecht doesn't even have to signal for a timeout. She sets her clipboard down and looks at the official and just nods. Yes, I need to talk to my team here.
Yes, please. Can we have a conversation?
It's going to be a very one-sided conversation.
Yes.
Stop it.
Just stop it.
22-12. They were up 22-8. A service error followed by a couple hitting errors. And a serve receive error, and it's now 22-12. And giving Pawnee momentum, making them believe.
Well, and you've talked about this, and we've talked about it before. Even getting momentum going into that second set
is huge.
Even if Caliche wins this first set, if they can bring this back to like 18.
Well, that's what happened in the third set against Weldon Valley for Caliche. They got momentum and were able to take the fourth and head to the fifth. That being said, Caliche had control in that fourth. Weldon Valley got momentum and was able to come cruising in the fifth. Zedek with the serve down the middle, fielded back row by Lewis. Set up for Edler. Edler's attack down the line and in for the kill. Her second of the contest, 23-12. She'll give herself the serve. Edler back with the short serve, popped up, back row, tipped into the block of the net. A Sammy Morgan stuffed down, and game points at 24-12. Edler steps up and tops it deep. Popped up back row by Kirby Anderson. Set down the middle. Morgan Sanders tipped near line. Popped up high. Lewis underneath it. Sets far side. Young cross shot down and in for a kill. 25-12. Caliche takes the first set. They're up 1-0 on the Pawnee Coyotes in this elimination game from the district volleyball tournament. Somebody's season is done after this on this big-time small-town media production.
One of the benefits of being a Premier Farm Credit borrower is having the opportunity to share in the association's profits. Since 2001, Premier has paid out over $26 million in patronage dividends. Call us if you want to be part of a local, member-owned and controlled cooperative that understands agriculture. We offer interest rates competitive in the marketplace, and our board of directors is committed to a patronage dividend program. Premier Farm Credit, the gold standard in ag lending.
With more than 30 years in business, Pro Sports is the only place teams need to go to outfit for this season. A complete supplier of team athletic apparel, teams get their uniforms and equipment at a team discounted price. Outfit your team with Pro Sports, located in downtown Sterling, but a proud supplier to teams from all across Colorado. Pro Sports offering team discounts. Call now, 970-522-8545, and outfit your team today. Pro Sports, your team source.
The South Platte Sentinel has been serving Sterling and Logan County for more than 25 years, and they're proud to do it with accuracy, efficiency, and the most comprehensive local news, sports, and opinion you'll find anywhere. The South Platte Sentinel is available every Wednesday on your doorstep or online anytime at southplattesentinel.com. You can also check out the latest news and updates anytime on Facebook. Just visit the South Platte Sentinel Facebook page. The South Platte Sentinel, a proud supporter of Logan County.
For certified windshield repair and replacement, you already know to call Smart Parts in Sterling. But what about grill guards, running boards, and other truck accessories, such as BW hitches and 3M clear protective coating for any vehicle? Smart Parts has what you're looking for. Ask about the Vortex system, used for sprayed-on truck liners to protect your truck bed from wear and tear while enhancing the beauty of your truck. For these and other services, see Smart Parts at 530 6th Avenue in Sterling or call 522-5399.
Mics are up.
Welcome back into the Bank of Colorado Event Center. We head to the second after a convincing 25-12 win for Caliche in the first. I'm Bim Blecka alongside Michael Murphy. Sarah Vieira will start with the serve for the Pawnee Lady Coyotes here in the second. It'll be lined down the middle, fielded by Kayla Lewis for Caliche. Sammy Morgan will turn and hammer it down and in for a kill. Caliche just kind of second kill on Sammy Morgan. Not a lot of energy there. They did play a five-setter previous to this, but I think they feel like they're in control of themselves right now. Line far side, popped up by Kirby Anderson. Set it up for Lindy Johnson. Off-speed attack, tip deep. Dugout back row by Weingart. Set down the middle, tip over the top of the block of the net. Sammy Morgan down and in, kill three.
Well, as small energy that Caliche's putting forward, it seems to me that Pawnee's putting even less.
Set far side, the attack for Lindy Johnson. Nice cross shot. Let's see if that gets him sparked. They came out really flat in the second set.
Lindy Johnson's got three.
2-1. Back to serve goes freshman Kendra Koenig. Koenig arcs the shot short, popped up back row by Edler. Set down the middle, and the attack from Hannah Yawn off. No, not off the block. The block pulled down, too big and out, 2-all. Fleming and Weldon Valley, the match that follows this, the final one of the day, will be for the district championship. Back to serve goes Kendra Koenig. Koenig arcing it deep, popped up back row by Edler. Lambrecht will set near side. Taylor clipping the block and down. Jess Taylor gets a kill. Shaylin Johnson will step on to serve. Been a nice little spark at the service game since coming in this tournament.
I want to say she has close to double digits in aces today.
Johnson will line the ball down the middle. Popped up back row by Vieira. Set it up. Lindy Johnson, big swing, too big and out. A 4-2 advantage in favor of the Caliche Lady Buffs, up 1-0. Back to serve goes Shaylin Johnson. Floated into the back corner and got the ace. Nice positioning there. That's been a huge part of the service game for Caliche, which has been somewhat of their weak spot this year. Back to serve. Ball be popped up on the back row. Set it up for Kirby Anderson, far side. The attack off the block of the net. Ball dug out, tipped back over and in the net with the Pawnee Coyote block. (6-2). Shaylin Johnson will step back and line the serve down the middle. Popped up back row. Set up in the near side swing by Lindy Johnston to the far line, down and in for a kill. That's her fourth of the contest. And the serve will come from Brooke Tilgman. Ball dug out back row, back set far side. Yawn off the block at the net. And the dig by Koenig couldn't get the second off of Emily Ellis, who's playing for Afton Zedek here in this set. Line serve down the middle, popped up high, back row. Set up near side, Lindy Johnson, big swing, too big and out. Lindy knows she is the primary offensive weapon for this Pawnee team, and she's trying too hard.
Yep. Exactly.
8-3. Caliche with the lead. Yawn topspin serve far side. Popped up by Vieira. Tipped back onto the Caliche side. Lambrecht will set it up. Taylor with the attack. Arc deep. Dug out back row by Vieira. Ball popped out far side. The attack off the block at the net. And in the net went the Caliche Buffs, I believe. Or did that ball go down? Either way, it's a Pawnee point.
Kirby Anderson with the kill, came off the block and down.
And the serve will come from Lindy Johnston. Ball dug out by Shaylin Johnson, back row. Set down the middle, Pierce off the block. Johnston pops it up backside. Set for Lindy, back row. Her swing, angle far side. Dug out by Lambrecht, back row. Set down the middle, and Pierce will hammer it into the net. Lead cut down to 3. Could this be the plug that Pawnee needs to get their energy back? Lindy will step back. She'll line it far side. Ball popped up high, back row. Back set far side, the swing for Taylor over the top of the block. Diving dig out by Zedek. Punched over by Kirby Anderson. Checked up back row, Shaylin Johnson. Set near side. Big swing. Clipping the net. Down and in for a kill goes Rachel Edler. Third kill of the contest for Rachel as Kaylee Lewis will come on to serve. Lewis steps back, clips the net cord on her serve, and it throws the back row off. That's an ace. It's 5 aces already.
For her.
Kaylee Lewis up 10-5. Line down the middle. Popped up high by Lindy Johnson. Set up down the middle for Zedek. She'll punch it over. Popped up by Shaylin Johnson. Back row. Bumps that near side. Edler over the top of the block. Dug out by Koenig, back row, set onto the far post. The big swing down the line, matrixed out back row by Lewis and freed over by Edler. Zedek will set down the middle. Sanders off the block, down and in for the kill. Morgan Sanders is primarily a blocker for this Pawnee Coyote team. That's her number 1 role. Kirby Anderson lines the serve near side. Ball dug out back row, set onto the near side. Edler with the big swing deep. Dug out back row by Lindy Johnston. Bumped up high and a 10-foot line swing from Kirby Anderson. Dug out back row by Yawn. Attack from Pierce, and that's going to be a lift ball as Koenig tried to keep it up off the block. second kill for
Pearson.
Thank you. And back to serve goes Weingart. She'll put the short serve, dug out by Anderson. Set up down the middle, and Sanders will float it over the top of the block. Ball dug out by Edler, checked up near side. Edler with the swing, bang off the block, and down and in for a kill. It's her fourth. See, if you give me these numbers within 2 seconds of me stopping talking, I actually remember who had the kill.
It's that short-term memory.
Short serve, far side, fielded by Lindy Johnston. Set over in the float over by Koenig. Ball popped up back row, set near side, and the free ball by Edler over. Popped up by Koenig on the far side. Back to Koenig on the post. Her attack clipping the block at the net, kept in play off a couple tip balls, but could not be fluttered high. And 12-7 the serve over to Pawnee, down by 5. Zedek with the serve, line down the near side. Popped up high, back row. Lambrecht will come near side. Big swing, Sammy Morgan deep. Dug out by Lindy Johnson, back row. Set over the net. Popped up high, and Sammy Morgan tried to get cute and banged it into the net. Back within 4 come the Pawnee Lady Coyotes. Zedek will float the serve short. Popped up by Lewis, back row. Joust at the net. Won by Morgan Sanders, and the lead's cut down to 3. Zedek floats it near side, popped up back row by Yon. Set up near post for Morgan. Over the top of the block, Kirby Anderson trying to dig it out, but can't keep it in play. 13-9, lead back out to 4. Back to serve goes Rachel Edler for the Caliche Lady Buffs. Short serve will be popped up by Anderson, back row. Running bump set up, and the attack will be hammered near line. Ball dug out back row by Edler. Lambrecht sets near side. Young cross shot. Dug out back row by Lindy Johnston. Set far side. Tip down the line. Koenig gets the kill. Kendra Koenig hands a serve to senior libero Sarah Vieira. Vieira floated down the middle, popped up high, back row, set onto the near side. Swing, Hannah Yon off the block, nicely dug out by Zedek. Bump set up high, far side Koenig over the top. Popped up by Lewis, back row. Set near side, the attack will be tipped over the top by Yon. Dug out by Koenig, and a quick free back over deep from Vieira. Lewis check up, set down the middle. Morgan with the attack off the block of the net, popped up high. Set near side, and the tip over and arcing deep. Dug out back row by Weingart, and underneath it goes Lambrecht. Near side swing for Yon, deep, 2 deep and out. The southpaw allows Pawnee to within 2 at 13-11, and Jeanette Lambrecht has seen enough. Timeout.
Well, you got to. I think the Pawnee's finally a set and a half into this, finally getting back into playing volleyball.
Yeah, I mean they sat around for a good 3.5 hours, and finally starting to get that. But it just doesn't feel like the same energy they had in either of their matches that they lost earlier today.
No,
they've got to get that one big play. There's always that one big play that'll spark you up, and they haven't found that yet today. I mean, for Caliche, it was a couple big stuff blocks by Megan Pierce to force Weldon Valley to 5. For Weldon Valley, it was anything with SQ after it.
Right, exactly.
And for Fleming, it's primarily been Taylor King. Line serve deep, 2 deep and out from Vieira. A lot of just, you kind of feel like scuffling, just never really finding that energy. You can't get away with that in a tournament that has 4 of the top 8 teams in the state. Line serve far side, ball popped up, back row, set far side. Lindy Johnson, big swing, dug out by Edler. Near side, quick step back near side for the attack. 2 big and out goes Hannah Young. (14-12), hand the serve over to Kendra Koenig. Koenig floats the ball down the far side, popped up by Edler, not cleanly. That's an ace, and within 1 go the Pawnee Lady Coyotes. Line serve down the middle from Koenig. Miss pop back row. Taylor chases it down. And the free ball will be played over in short. Checked up back row by Koenig. Set far side. Anderson over the top of the block. Diving dig out back row by Weingart. Punch down the line by Yon. Dug up by the Coyotes. Far side. Lindy Johnson with a big attack. Pancaked out by Lambrecht and freed over. Ball checked up by Koenig, back row, set it up far side. Kirby Anderson rejected back by Jessica Taylor. Not getting the tie, 15-13. And Shaylin Johnson on to serve, lines it down the near side. Fielded by Kendra Koenig, back row. Set it up in the attack, arced over by Lindy Johnson. Ball dug out back row, set far side. The attack, Megan Pierce, dug out by Sarah Vieira. Set up far side, big swing by Kirby Anderson. Caught the block at the net, gets that tip. And a chance for another tie. Back to serve goes Brooke Tilgman. She'll float it down the middle, popped up back row by Shaylin Johnson. Set it up, and the big attack from Jess Taylor. Running bump set up, near side float over the top of the block by Afton Zedek. Wing back over by Megan Pierce. Set back row down the middle. The attack, Lindy Johnston, dug out of the net, not cleanly. And it's 15-all. Back to serve goes Brooke Tilgman again. She'll float it far side, popped up by Hannah Yon, back row. Set it up near post, and into the net. 4-hit violation goes Megan Pierce's attack, and it's 16-15 Pawnee. Pierce is going to exit for Jordan Nelson. And back to serve goes Tilgman. Floater short, popped up back row. Set up near side, and the attack hammered deep and off the block by Hannah Yon. It's her fourth of the contest.
Okay, I can't count. It's her fifth. It's late.
It's okay. You said 5, and I went, who has 5?
Yeah,
I literally just said Hannah Yon. I'm sorry. Line serve far side, fielded by Vieira, back row. Set up near side, Lindy Johnson with the cross attack. Dug out back row by Lambrecht, near side, and the punch over by Jordan Nelson. Diving dig out by Vieira. Set for Vieira. She'll flat free it over. Popped up back row by Hannah Yon. Lambrecht will set down the near side. Big attack. Edler off the block. Young keeps it up on the front row. Lambrecht back set far side. The attack off the block of the net from Taylor and the lift ball. (17-16) Pawnee. Lindy Johnston takes the serve. She'll line it far side. Popped up back row by Taylor. Set down the middle. Nelson with the big swing. Checked up high back row by Lindy Johnston. Bump up near side. Zedek will punch it over the top of the block. Popped up by Yon. Lambrecht underneath it. She'll go for Nelson. Tipped over the block. Popped up back row by Lindy Johnston. Set far side attack. Kirby Anderson down the line. Dug out by Johnson. Back row. Set near side. Edler big swing off the block. Dug out back row. Lindy Johnston back to Lindy Johnston on a back row swing. Crawls the net cord. Dug back over by Edler for Caliche. Popped up high. Zedek will turn. Pop it over and down and in for a kill. Great second hit drop. Hey, and Cole gets the beatbox going. 18-16. Lindy Johnston with the serve. Fly deep. Dug out back row by Hannah Yon. Free ball over in short. Dug up by Kendra Koenig. Set down the middle for Morgan Sanders. She'll go off the block. Popped up by Edler front row. Back to Edler near side with a big swing. Hops the net cord. Dug up back row by Lindy Johnston. Set down the far side. Kirby Anderson. Crawling the net cord. And it drops down and in for a kill. And Pawnee with a 19-16 lead. And a timeout by Jeanette Lambrecht as Pawnee's trying to even this up at a set apiece.
If you're just joining us, this the deciding set. Our deciding match to see who is going out of this district. We already know Fleming's going. We already know that Weldon Valley's going. There's 3 going and 4 teams. So this is the match to decide who leaves this district.
Both these teams 0-2 in match play today. Caliche coming off a 5-set loss to Weldon Valley that started at about 1:30 this afternoon, and they've gotten a little bit of a breather, but essentially have been playing volleyball for 3 hours straight.
That's a long time.
We've been talking volleyball for
a long time.
7.5 hours straight.
Is that all? Shoot.
It was 12 hours and 10 minutes straight last year.
Last year was long.
We're not going to have a California tiebreak this
No,
year.
we won't this year. Guaranteed.
Back to serve goes Lindy Johnston. Lindy lines the ball down the middle, popped up high and back row. Running bump set for Lambrecht, and Edler will punch it over free short. Diving dig back onto The buff side blocked down by Taylor. Near side, Zedek will knock it to the far line, down and in for the kill. Fourth kill for Afton Zedek. There we go. I remembered. And the serve will be lined down the middle from Lindy Johnston. Taylor pops it up. Nelson with the thing, blocked at the net by Sanders. Nelson another swing, tips it inside the block, popped up back row. Set near side, the attack by Zedek into the net. Ends the run, but Pawnee has a 20-17 lead. Kaylee Lewis on to serve. Lewis winds the ball down the middle, popped up by Lindy Johnson, back row swing from the senior. Dug out by Lewis, back row, bumped up near side. Edler tips it down the line. Popped up back row, set up in a free ball, played deep by Sanders. Dug up by Shaylin Johnson, set down the middle. Nelson, big swing deep, dug up back row by Lindy Johnson. Set near side, the attack by Zedek, punch deep, miss, pop, back row, lift, ball, kill. I don't think Afton Zedek had 5 kills in the first 2 matches combined. She has 5 kills in this one. Serve from Kirby Anderson, fielded far side, down the middle. Nelson, big swing, too big and out, 22-17. Nelson's going to exit. Pierce is going to come back on. Short serve near side, misplay, back row, set up for Edler. Edler will clip the net core, ball dug out back row. Running bump set up, and Koenig will turn and free it short. Dug up by Edler, back row. Back set far side, the attack by Pierce, down near side. Dug out by Lindy Johnston. Set up near side, Zedek will hammer it into the net. (22-18) as Weingart comes on to serve. Weingart lines it down the middle, fielded by Kirby Anderson. Back row, the attack from Lindy Johnston, near side. Dug up, set down the middle for Morgan. Morgan's attack, checked out back row by Kirby Anderson. Set up, and the attack freed back over by Koenig. Ball dug up on the front row by Edler. Set it up in the near side, free over by Morgan, near line. Popped up, set back, far side. Morgan Sanders off the block. Dug out back row by Lewis. Lambrecht will set near side. Edler, big swing, angle far side. Dug out back row by Kirby Anderson. Set it up for Koenig off the block of the net. Ball popped up by Zedek on the front row, and then an attack will be floated over free by Kirby Anderson. Ball can't be kept up after it was let go on the front row, and Pawnee goes up 23-18. Afton Zedek continues with the serve, lines it down the far side. Popped up by Weingart, back row, near side. Sammy Morgan hits it, and Pawnee has set points at 24-18. These two teams went 5 in the regular season. Zedek will line the ball deep. Popped up back row by Lewis. Lambrecht back sets far side. Edler line deep. Dug out back row by Zedek. Bump set up by Johnston. A free ball be played over in short. Set back near side. The attack from Edler off the block of the net. Popped up high. Edler will go back down the middle. Big swing. Sammy Morgan rejected back by Morgan Sanders, and we're even at a set apiece. 25-18. Pawnee takes a second. One each in the elimination game. 1A District 4 volleyball tournament on a big-time small-town media production.
Support of our area students and student athletes is paramount in their success. That's why Caliche Booster Club wants to invite you to support your local athletes and students in whatever town you're in. The Caliche Booster Club is proud to support the Buffs in all sports and all activities all season long. For more information on how you can become a member of the Caliche Booster Club, contact Caliche High School at 522-8200. And if you're not a Caliche Buff supporter, be a supporter of the area students and student athletes in your area.
Superior Fertilizer and Construction are proud supporters of the Caliche Buffs. They carry Hubbard feeds for all of your livestock needs. They are also a full-service ag dealer with dry and liquid fertilizer, anhydrous and Chemical Plus alfalfa and grass seeds. If you need a new pole building, give them a call. Same name, same location for 40 years. Give Superior Fertilizer and Construction a call today, 886-2161.
Wernsman Homes and Construction, LLC is an authorized Wardcraft builder. Wernsman Homes is a general contractor and can handle your building needs from an ICF foundation, remodel, or a brand new home. Contact Jerry or Cindy Wernsman at 970-265-4600 665-4895 and let Wernsman Home do the building for you. Visit their website at www.wernsmanhomes.com and let Wernsman Homes be your contractor, now and in the future. 970-265-4895.
Support of our area students and student athletes is paramount in their success. That's why Caliche Booster Club wants to invite you to support your local athletes and students in whatever town you're in. The Caliche Booster Club is proud to support the Buffs in all sports and all activities all season long. For more information on how you can become a member of the Caliche Booster Club, contact Caliche High School at 522-8200. And if you're not a Caliche Buff supporter, be a supporter of the area students and student athletes in your area.
One set apiece as we head to the third here at the Bank of Colorado Event Center. I'm Ben Blecka alongside Michael Murphy. 25-12 Caliche in the first, 25-18 Pawnee in the second elimination game in this district tournament. Line serve down the middle, fielded back row by the Coyotes, and the big attack from Koenig, too big and out. And Caliche takes the first point here in the third. You're starting to see a little fatigue in the body language of the Caliche Lady Buffs. Edler, short serve near side. Ball popped up back row and a free ball over by Lindy Johnston. Dugout backside. Far side set will go for Jan. Big swing, missed the back line. One all. And Sarah Vieira steps back to serve. Vieira lines it short. It dropped down for an ace in front of a diving Taylor Weingart. Back to serve goes Sarah Vieira. Vieira floats it short. Ball popped up back row. Set up on the far side. Jan with a big swing down the line. Too big and out. Going to see Leanna LeBlanc come on, replacing Hannah Jan on the front row. Serve will be floated short, popped up by Lewis. Backslide near side for the attack from Morgan. Rejected back by Lindy Johnston. And Pawnee has a 4-1 lead. Second stuff block for Lindy. Serve from Vieira. Short popped up back row by Edler. Set far side swing over the top of the block. LeBlanc too wide and out. 5-1 Coyotes. Vieira will knock the ball off the net cord. Popped up on the front row. Back to LeBlanc, far side. She'll float it over. Popped up. Far side, tip back, near side. Down and in for a kill by Brooke Togman, the setter. Hannah Jan's going to quickly return as Pawnee's come out to a 6-1 run to start the third. Has the energy tank run out for Caliche?
I think the gas is a little low.
Like my car. Line far side, fielded back row, back to Jan. Jan with a swing, bangs it down the front of the block at the net and gets the kill. Just because the energy tank is running low doesn't mean you can't win. You've just got to approach the game differently. Lambrecht with a serve short, fielded by Vieira, back row, set far side. The attack by Koenig blocked at the net, and the good stuff back by Sammy Morgan. You almost have to approach the game like teams would approach the game when the other team was serving prior to the rally scoring.
Right, exactly.
Do as little energy as possible to get the point, but get the point. Near side swing, Lindy Johnson with the attack. Ball dug out back row, bump up and a free ball over by Edler. Checked up by Kirby Anderson, shoots at near side. Koenig over the top of the block, the net. Ball dug out back row by Edler. Set down the middle, Sammy Morgan hit the ball. That's a 4-hit violation. And Pawnee with a 7-3 lead. And the serve to freshman Kayla Koenig. She'll step back. Koenig lines it down the near side, popped up back row. Set up in the attack, joust at the net, and a lift ball off the block down from Lindy Johnston. Line serve from Koenig, far side will be popped up back row from Weingart. Set it up for Taylor. Taylor's attack down the far line and in for the kill. 8-4 in favor of the Coyotes here in the third, tied at 1 set apiece.
Buffs really needed that. Now their service ace coming in.
Shaylin Johnson has been very consistent today. She'll fly it deep, dug out by Koenig on the back row. Far side swing, Lindy Johnston to the back line. She gets it in for the kill. 6 for Lindy. 9-4. Yeah.
Yeah.
The scoreboard had it 8-5. Floater down the middle, dug out by Shaylin Johnson. Not cleanly back row, and an ace from Brooke Tilgman makes it 10-4. Tilgman floats the ball deep, dug up back row by Edler. Lambrecht will set, and Taylor will get the swing down the middle. Dug up by Vieira on the back row. Chase down, and a back row swing will come from Vieira near side. Dug up by Lambrecht, set down the far side. The tip over the block of the net by Hannah Yon. Ball checked up high, back set near side. Big swing, Lindy Johnston. One arm dug out by Edler, and a flat free played over and deep from Lambrecht. Dug up back row by Vieira. Shoot set near side. Kirby Anderson, big swing of the net. Ball popped up high off the block. Set down the middle, Lindy Johnson. Big swing down and in for a kill again.
7 for Johnson.
Off the team that went to state last year, you have 2 players that saw regular playing time for the Coyotes. Line down the middle, one arm bumps that up, and the attack from Jess Taylor, dug up by Vieira, and that will be a Caliche point. Lindy Johnson and Sarah Vieira were part of the regular rotation last year. Outside of that, I mean, yeah, Kirby Anderson saw a little time. Yeah, Afton Zedek saw a little time, same with Morgan Sanders, but Pawnee virtually a brand new team off of last year's run to state. Zedek will hammer the ball deep. Ball popped up high by Shaylin Johnson. Jan will bump it up, and a free ball over by Rachel Edler. Ball checked up back row by Vieira. Backs up far side. The attack off the block of the net by Vieira. Ball running, bump set up by Lambrecht, far side, and the attack will be hammered down and in for a kill by Rachel Edler. 5 kills for Rachel Edler. Lead down 2-5, 11-6 here in the third. Hannah Jan will step back to serve. Jan lines it near side, popped up back row by Vieira, back set, the swing from Lindy Johnston, pancake down back row by Lambrecht, set far side, Edler off the block and down and in for a kill. Actually,
I think they call Edler in the net.
She was in the net on her follow-through. So they give it over to the Coyotes, and the serve to Lindy Johnston. Lindy lines it near side, ball popped up, Pierce down the middle, crawling the net cord, and it drops. Kaylee Lewis will come on to serve. Lewis lines it, crawls the net cord, and it drops. It hit the net cord, and both Afton Zedek and Brooke Tilgman, who were standing on the front row and had turned to watch the back row, knew the ball was coming on their backs and just could not keep it in place. 6th ace of the match for Kaylee Lewis. Lewis lines the ball deep, popped up high, back row by Lindy Johnson. Set for Zedek. She'll float it over the block of the net. Ball popped up by Edler, back row, back to Edler on the far post. Big swing, rejected back, popped up high. Pierce will free it deep. Chased down by Lindy Johnston. Bumps that up, Tilgman near side, Kirby Anderson over the top of the block. Ball dug up back row by Lewis. Back set near side, Pierce, big swing, cross down and in for the kill. That's her 4th of the contest. And the lead cut down to 3, 12-9. Back to serve goes Lewis, lines it down the middle, misplay, back row, a 7th ace of the match for Kaylee Lewis. And Lindy Johnston will exit. Lewis hammers it into the net.
One service there, 7 aces.
Kirby Anderson takes the serve for the Lady Coyotes. Ball popped up back row by Lewis. Coyotes up 13-10. Edler far side, make it 14-10 on the hitting error. Kirby Anderson steps and floats the ball far side. Popped up back row by Shaylin Johnson. Pierce down the middle, rejected back. Ball popped up high, but not kept in play. Good stuff block by Morgan Sanders. 15-10, third stop block for Morgan. Serve from Kirby Anderson, line far side. Ball pop freed back over by Lewis. Pinged back over by Zedek. And Pierce, all she could do was duck to get out of the way of that ball. Zedek's sixth kill, 16-10, timeout by the Buffs. Bob Mullender and Daryl McCormick bring you volleyball action on this Saturday. There are local AFLAC representatives.
You know, if you're hurt or sick, it's nice to have cash.
Yes, it is.
When that happens. You just need to get in contact with Daryl or Bob at AFLAC. That's 970-522-2309.
A 6-point lead for the Pawnee Lady Coyotes here in the third.
There's just no energy in the gym right now.
No, I mean, it's Caliche playing that five-setter. Absolutely exhausted. Their fans are as well. And, I don't think at this point that Pawnee minds no energy in the gym because they're in control.
Right, exactly.
Kirby Anderson goes back to serve. Kirby, short serve near side, diving dig back over. Ball popped up back row, set up on the near side. The big swing over the top of the block. Ball dug out back row by Zedek, or by, not Zedek, by Jan. Far side swing Edler. She'll get the kill. It's her sixth. Sammy Morgan will come back in on the front row as Taylor Weingart goes back to serve. Weingart will line the ball down the middle, diving dig out back row by Anderson, and a free ball played deep by Lindy Johnston. Checked up high, chased down by Edler, and a free ball will be played over by Sammy Morgan. Checked up high, back row by Kirby Anderson, set over the net by Brooke Tobin, dug out by Edler, back set, down the middle goes Sammy Morgan, hammers it into the net, and 17-11 go the Coyotes.
6 hitting errors.
Wow.
On Sammy Morgan.
Down the middle, Zedek with the serve. Ball be popped up back row by Lewis. Set near side, Edler with the attack. Hammer deep, dug out by Zedek back row. Bumped up near side swing by Koenig over the top of the block. Dug out back row, set far side. Edler will free it down the line. Kirby Anderson chases it down. Tugman with the bump up and a free ball played down the line by Lindy Johnston. Dug out by Jan back row, set down the middle. Sammy Morgan with the attack. Angle near side, too wide now.
Make that 7 hitting errors.
18-11, the lead is 7. Back to serve goes Zedek. She'll line it into the net.
One good error deserves another, right?
No, that would be the thought there, apparently. Adler with the serve, needing a run here. She'll put a shorter far side, popped up by Anderson. The attack punch deep by Sanders. Running bump set up. Far side swing, Jan over the top of the block. Off-speed ball, went down and in for the kill. And the lead cut down to 5.
You want to know a secret?
Sure.
She's a lefty.
Yes, she is.
They just don't seem to get that.
Line down the far side. Weldon Valley didn't get it either earlier.
No.
Near side set for Koenig, banged into the net. 4-hit violation. And Fleming really didn't get it earlier today either, even though Fleming wanted a sweep. Jan's just tough to stop.
It is. She is.
Edler with the serve. She'll fly it far side. Dug out back row by Kirby Anderson. Tips that over by Brooke Togman. Lewis will turn, free it back deep on the set. Running bump set up. Down the middle goes Morgan Sanders. She'll be dug out, but not cleanly, and Sanders gets the kill. Stops the run, just her third of the match, but the lead back out to 5, 19-14. Vieira with the serve, far side, fielded by Lewis back row. Joust at the net, won by the Coyotes. Edler chased it down, and a free ball over by Sammy Morgan, and the free ball misplayed. Just keep playing the ball. I think there was a blue fish.
Yeah.
Just keep swinging.
Just keep swimming. Just keep. Squirrel. Oh, sorry.
Cole brought that up on Thursday. Line down the middle, popped up back row by Zedek. Shoot set near side, big attack. Lindy Johnson down and in for a kill. 8 kills for Lindy. 20-15 Pawnee here in the third. Koenig with the serve, fly far side. Popped up back row by Jan. Set over for a punch by Taylor. Set down the middle for Lindy Johnston. Big swing, dug out by Weingart back row. Lindy Johnston off the dig, stops it down. 21-15 Coyotes. Kendrick Honig back to serve. Jordan Nelson came in for Sammy Morgan this time. Short serve far side, popped up back row by Jan. Back to Nelson near side, cross shot, dug out back row by Vieira. Kirby Anderson bumps that up, and a Togman free ball short, dug out by Jan. Lambrecht underneath it. She'll go down the middle this time for Nelson, punch deep. Dug up by Vieira, back row, back set, slide far side, big swing. Deep from Lindy Johnston, tip back over by Taylor, drew the block in the net. As on to the floor will come Shaylin Johnson to serve. Shaylin. Lines the ball deep, popped up high, back row. Bumped up in the attack down the middle from Lindy Johnston. Missed the back line. Was right at the official's feet. Coyotes may not agree, but it is official, 21-17. Shaylin Johnson hammers a serve way too big and out. Brooke Tilgman back to serve at 22-17. Tilgman mishits the ball, lines it into the net. Serve from Jan on the far side. Popped up back row, running, bumps that up. Down the middle, Kirby Anderson got too cute and dumped it into the net. Just when you look at it and go, okay, Pawnee's got this in the bag. They commit some errors.
Exactly.
22-19, Jan with the serve. Down the middle, an ace, 22-20. And a timeout taken by the Pawnee Lady Coyotes. You looked at it and you went, all right, 21-15. They got this. They got this. They're going to go up 2-1. A service error, a couple hitting errors, and all of a sudden, Caliche's back within 2, and nothing is in control right now.
Well, and you got to think at this time of the day, this point of the tournament, going up 2-1 is huge.
Yeah.
And you're up 6 points. I mean, you're looking at going up 2-1, 6 points ahead, and then all of a sudden lose focus. You just lose focus for that little bit. And Caliche takes advantage of that. They're back within 2.
Yeah, I mean, you're in a position where you win this set, you have complete control of this match because mental fatigue and physical fatigue for Caliche is going to be such a huge factor. Each side has burned a timeout, 22-20 out of the timeout, Hannah Jan with the serve. She'll line it down the middle. Vieira misapproached the ball.
Well, and on the other side of that coin, if Caliche can come back from this deficit, they're at 1 now, and win this second set, I think it gives them the momentum to maybe go on and take this, even though they're that tired.
22-21 Pawnee. Hannah Jan to serve for the tie. Jan floats it far side. Vieira pops it up cleanly. Tilgman far side. Lindy Johnston off the block and got the kill. When you need a big point, you go to your best hitter, and that is
number
Lindy Johnston.
5.
Yeah.
Just find number 5.
She'll take the serve at 23-21. She'll line it near side. Popped up by Taylor back row. Lambrecht far side. Tip inside the block by Edler, and Edler gets the kill. 23-22. Kaylee Lewis on to serve.
She's only got 7 aces today in this match. This match. Just in this match.
She ran off 4 on 1 rotation. She'll line it down the middle. Popped up by Lindy Johnston. Back row set for Afton Zedek. Zedek into the block of Pierce at the net. Sanders, and then Zedek will float it over and free. Edler going to set it back down the middle for Pierce. Her attack off the block. One arm popped up by Koenig. Set near side. Kirby Anderson attack. Rejected back by Megan Pierce. We're tied at 23. It's her 4th stuff block of the match.
Well, who's got it now? Who brings their A game?
Somebody's got a set point after this point. Lewis with the serve deep. Popped up high. Back row by Lindy Johnson. Set it up for Zedek. Banged off the block and down. You go to Afton Zedek on that play there, and she gets her 7th kill of the contest.
You are correct.
There are a few things I can remember. Where I live.
Sometimes. 24-23, a huge opportunity here for the Coyotes to take a 2-1 lead here as they go into the timeout called by the Caliche Buffs, trying to break some momentum here. I think, we're seeing exactly what we said might happen. Caliche comes out still loose, still the energy and the amps pumping from that 5-set loss and take that first set.
Yeah, and took it convincingly.
And now we're here in set 3, and you're seeing that fatigue and the stuff because they've literally been on the court because they were warming up as well. They had 15 minutes to kind of collect themselves, and then they're warming up again. So really, take that 15 minutes away. Almost 4 hours now?
Yeah, I mean, by the time this match is done, it'll easily be over 4 hours straight. Anderson with the serve, set point, fielded far side by Yon. Set over for Edler, big swing, dug out back row by Lindy Johnson. Bounces twice on the light structure up in the rafters, and the free ball back over by Lindy Johnston. Popped up back row, set up for Pierce, her angle attack, dug up by Anderson back row. Set on the near side, Koenig over the top of the block of the net. Dug out back row, shoot set far side, Edler swing into the block of the net, popped up by Yon. Bump set up by Pierce. Edler with the swing over the block this time. Anderson with the diving dig out. Bumped up by Tugman and a flat free into the net by Lindy Johnston. We go extras.
Might as well. No, that'd be wrong on the scoreboard.
24 all. The scoreboard in the gym went 25-23.
I don't know who's running the scoreboard, but it's 24-24. I can hear Coach Lambrick through my headset up here.
Serve will go Weingart, line near side. Popped up by Lindy Johnston, bumped up, and a free ball played over in short. Checked up by Edler back row. Set down the middle, Sammy Morgan. Big swing down and in for a kill, 25-24. Caliche Lady Buffs on Morgan's 6th kill. Have set point now. Serve line far side. Popped up by Kirby Anderson. Back row. Set down the middle. Morgan Sanders angled near side. Tied at 25. Emily Ellis going to come on to serve for Afton Zedek.
What do we care? We got all day, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
I'm here. I'm not going
anywhere.
Let's
just play all day.
Ellis will step back with the serve. She'll fly it far side. Popped up by Jan back row. Set far side. Sammy Morgan. Big swing. Too big and out. And 26-25, Pawnee with their second set point to go up 2-1. Ellis will line it far side, popped up back row by Yon, back set near side, off the block of the net goes Edler, chicken winged out, set near side, and a free ball outside the antenna. And it's 26 all. Back to serve goes Rachel Edler for Caliche. Ball be floated far side, popped up high by Ellis, bumps that up and down the middle, the attack over the top, too wide and out from Morgan Sanders, and Caliche gets a second set point at 27-26. Edler back with the serve, line down the middle, misplay back row, and kept in play. Ellis frees it over. Popped up at the net. Lambrecht sets down the middle. Sammy Morgan off the net. Ball dug out back row by Johnson. Set near side Koenig. Off the block of the net. Checked up by Jan in the front row. Lambrecht sets back to Jan far side. Off the block she goes. Dug out far side Lindy Johnston. Set down the middle. The attack Morgan Sanders off the block. Checked up near side by Lewis. Set down the middle. The attack by Morgan. Over the top of the block of the net. Diving dig over and out. And Caliche wins 28-26 in the third to go up 2-1. We've got some great volleyball going on here because one of these teams' season is going to be done. We'll be back in 2 minutes on this big-time small-town media production.
Paul and Luann of West Pawnee Ranch Bed and Breakfast congratulate the Pawnee Coyotes on a great season and wish them best of luck in the postseason. West Pawnee Ranch Bed and Breakfast is a working ranch located in Northeast Colorado, 20 miles west of Grover. Create your own adventure at West Pawnee Ranch Bed and Breakfast. Bring your horse and ride across the plains, visit the Pawnee Buttes, or enjoy the Pawnee National Grasslands, where 250 different species of birds are located. Call the West Pawnee Ranch Bed and Breakfast at 970-895-2482 or visit westpawneeranch.com.
Here's a simple math problem. What's 1 plus 1? 2, you say? Not at Bank of Colorado. Here, 1 plus 1 add up to free. Because our personal free checking and personal free collection give you twice as much free. You'll start with free checking, free online banking, free telebank access, free PIN pay, no service fees, and more. And when you add on, you'll get a free savings account, free appraisal with your next mortgage, and more. So if you're into free, apply today to open a new account by visiting bankofcolorado.com, where 1 plus 1 equals free. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Superior Fertilizer and Construction are proud supporters of the Caliche Buffs. They carry Hubbard feeds for all of your livestock needs. They are also a full-service ag dealer with dry and liquid fertilizer, anhydrous and Chemical Plus alfalfa and grass seeds. If you need a new pole building, give them a call. Same name, same location for 40 years. Give Superior Fertilizer and Construction a call today, 886-2161.
Wernsman Homes and Construction, LLC is an authorized Wardcraft builder. Wernsman Homes is a general contractor and can handle your building needs from an ICF foundation, remodel, or a brand new home. Contact Jerry or Cindy Wernsman at 970-265-4895 and let Wernsman Home do the building for you. Visit their website at www.wernsmanhomes.com and let Wernsman Homes be your contractor, now and in the future. 970-265-4895.
And welcome back into the Bank of Colorado Event Center. We head to the fourth after a 28-26 Caliche win. I'm Ben Blecka alongside Michael Murphy. And Michael, you get a win like that, that is a huge momentum pickup for the Caliche Buffs.
We'll see. I mean, they still are facing this fatigue, but you got to think that puts it over the top for them because they know they just need one set here to move on to the regionals.
They just need one of the next two to guarantee moving on.
One set.
They would like to make it this one so they don't have to play a 10th set in a row.
Exactly.
Pawnee would like to make that 10th set in a row as the line serve from Vieira kicks off the fourth set. Set down the far side. Morgan will tip it over the block. Popped up by Tugman. Free back over. Sammy Morgan bangs it back down and in for a kill. Jess Taylor will come in on the 7th kill of Sammy Morgan. Back to serve goes Jaden Lambrecht. Lambrecht flies the ball down the middle. Popped up back row by Zedek. Set far side. Lindy Johnson. Big swing off the block and gets the kill.
Who do you go to when you need an answer?
You go to your biggest hitter.
That's 9. She's one away from double digits.
1-1. Back to serve goes Koenig. She'll float it short. Popped up back row. One arm set up by Lambrecht and a free ball over by Jan. Popped up by Vieira, back row. Set far side, the attack over the top of the block of the net by Kirby Anderson. Dug out backside, set down the middle. The attack from Morgan. Big swing down and in for the kill. On to serve will come Shaylin Johnson.
Wow.
It's been a long day.
It's been a really long day.
Shaylin Johnson will line it near side, 2 wide and out. 2-all as the Coyotes will take the serve in the hands of their freshman. Kayla's her older sister. Kendra Koenig. No, not Kendra. It's going to Brooke Tugman. Short serve far side. Set down the middle. The attack off the block of the net from Jess Taylor. Popped up high, and Tugman will set it up in a free ball over by Vieira. Checked up back row by Shaylin Johnson into the block at the net of Kirby Anderson. And Pawnee takes a 3-2 advantage.
A little more energy now in the crowd, especially on this side.
Yeah, especially on the, well, both fans actually are on this side.
Well,
free ball played over in short, checked
Caliche.
up near side, yes. Set far side, pushed down the line by Pierce, dug out by Vieira, bumped up high, and Vieira will free it over. Far side, 2 wide and out on the free. 3-all, and back to serve goes Hannah Young. Young lines it down the middle, dig back onto the Buff side, popped up back row, set Taylor near side, big swing off the block at the net by Edler, chased down in a free ball by Kirby Anderson. Popped up back row by Young, set down the near side for Edler. Edler's big swing, dug out back row by Vieira. Bumped up high, and Vieira will free it back over in deep. Dug up by Johnson, back row. Lambrecht underneath it. She'll set it up down the middle. Pushed into the block of the net by Pierce. Kept in play. Popped up high in a free ball. Played over by Shaylin Johnson. Checked up by Vieira, back row. Set down the middle for Lindy Johnson. Hop off the block. Popped up back row by Shaylin Johnson. Set near side. Edler off the block. Kipped up off the block. And Pierce will turn and return it back. Tilgman keeps it in play, but out of play of the rest of her teammates, and Caliche takes a 4-3 lead. Back to serve goes Hannah Yon. Line deep, fielded by Vieira. Back row, set up near side the attack. Lindy Johnson off the block at the net. Good stuff back by Megan Pierce. I can't see her fingers, I'm sorry. 5 kills.
No, stuff box. Yes,
whatever
exactly.
just happened there. Line down the middle, popped up back row by Koenig. Set up Tilgman down the near side. Joust at the net, won by the Coyotes. Lift ball by Rachel Edler. And hand the serve over to Lindy Johnston. Lindy will line it down the far side. Popped up back row by Taylor. Bumps that up and a free ball over by Shaylin Johnson. Near side checked up by Lindy Johnson. Set near side for Zedek. Zedek crawls the net cord. Popped up by Pierce. Chased down by Lambrecht. And a free ball over by Pierce. Popped up back row by Lindy Johnson. Set down the middle for Morgan Sanders. Her floater over the block. Popped up by Lambrecht. Bumped up by Taylor. And a free ball by Pierce. Crawls the net cord. Checked up by Tugman on the front row. Zedek sets down the middle. Sanders angled. Popped up by Edler on the buff side. Set down the middle. The attack by Pierce off the block. Diving dig but can't get out. And Pierce gets the kill. Back to serve will go Kaylee Lewis. Pierce is 6th. Lewis lines it short, popped up. Back row by Lindy Johnson. Set it up. Zedek banged off the block and down. Zedek has 8.
8, I know. I know it's hard to believe.
In the first 2 matches, she did not have 8 combined, I don't think.
That's what I'm saying.
Line serve far side, popped up back row by Yon, set it up. Pierce banged through the block at the net and out. And that's a sign of a great athlete that, you can just keep going until your team needs you. Pierce, another one of those great athletes. She's got 9. And a boatload of stuff blocks.
A couple. Okay, 5.
Back to serve goes Weingart. Fielded back row by Kirby Anderson. Set it up, and Anderson with the back row swing. Too big and out, and Caliche takes an 8-5 lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, I thought the momentum after that set may come onto this one. They're doing well now.
Yeah, Caliche, with what little gas they've got left in the tank, has got the pedal to the metal. Set far side, Koenig over the top of the block, dug up by Weingart back row. Set Lambrecht from Morgan over the top of the block, dug out by Lindy Johnston. Set near side, the attack by Zedek off the block of Sammy Morgan and down. It's 3 stuff blocks for Sammy Morgan. So many good blocks today by Caliche.
Well, they might as well keep the pedal to the metal because they got a week to recover here or whatever.
Yeah, I think it's next Friday they would play here.
So they got 6 days or 5 days or whatever to recover.
Back to serve goes Weingart, line near side. Ball popped up back row, bumped up, and a back row swing for Lindy Johnston. Nicely played deep. Chased down by Lewis and a free ball over by Lambrecht. Checked up back row by Kirby Anderson. Set far side. Koenig big swing through the block. Popped up by Edler on the front row. Lambrecht back near side with the attack goes Edler through the block and down. Back to serve will go Taylor Weingart on Edler's 8th kill. Now 10-5 Buffs. Line serve down the middle, popped up high, back row by Anderson. Set near side and punched over the block by Zedek, and it goes down.
Make it 9 for Zedek.
If you were to say one Pawnee Coyote would have 9 kills in this match, who would that be? People would not have guessed Afton coming into this match.
No.
Lindy Johnston would have been on the top of the list of everybody.
Right.
Line serve, fly far side, popped up back row. Set near side, the attack, big swing by Sammy Morgan, but she got in the net. So wipe that kill off. 10-7, I think. The serve line far
10-7.
side. Popped up by Lewis, back set over to Edler. Edler down the line, she will go. Popped up by Anderson, back row, set over for Koenig. Koenig bangs it off the block, chased down by Lewis in front of the buff bench. The free ball played over by Hannah Yon. Checked up by Lindy Johnston, back row. Set down the middle, Morgan Sanders way too big and out. She was expecting the block to get up, and it did not. 11-7 Caliche. Line down the middle. I'm used to playing solo, man. That far side, and Koenig will push it into the net.
12-7.
Edler.
Might as well have fun.
Oh, of course. Lines it down the far side, popped up by Lindy Johnston. Set in the attack through the block at the net by Morgan Sanders, and then the punch, and Sanders in the net as Jaden Lambrecht just had to punch that ball over, and it drew Morgan in. Afton Zedek's already come to the line to check in, so she's got to come in for Emily Ellis, and now Pawnee's going to take a timeout.
And I think, easy to see here that the Buffs see, or at least seeing the light at the end of the tunnel now. They're seeing that finish line, and they say, we only need one more set, and then we can go sleep, rest, whatever. We're going on to regionals.
That's the whole goal of this match. One of these two teams' season is coming to an end in this district tournament.
The Buffs have been on the floor since
they got on at 1:15,
and
so
it's
they're
almost 5:15, almost 4 hours.
They have been pushing hard, and this is the same thing Pawnee did last year. They were in the same position as Caliche, coming in as the 3 seed, and had to play back-to-back matches. They lost both of theirs, but still found a way into the California tiebreak.
Well, they played an amazing 5-set match with Weldon Valley.
Yeah, they did last year. This year, Weldon Valley has been, cruised past Pawnee, but then got pushed to 5, and an amazing one by Caliche. Set over the net, ball freed down by Brooke Tilgman as she was just trying to keep the ball in play.
And the timeout did exactly what it was supposed to do.
It did. It got a Pawnee point. They're down by 5. Sarah Vieira takes a serve. Vieira lines the ball down the middle, popped up back row. Set up on the far post for Sammy Morgan. Cross shot dug back over, and Morgan pushes it off the block and down. (14-8) Caliche here in the fourth, up 2-1. Line served by Lambrecht down the middle, fielded by Zedek. Set in the attack, banged off the block of the net by Koenig. Set down the middle in the attack by Lindy Johnson and clips the block at the net. Ball goes off the rafters and straight down on the Caliche side. 11 kills. The line served down the middle from Koenig. Popped up back row by Weingart. Near side Taylor pushes it inside the antenna off the block. Lindy Johnston back for the Coyotes deep. Dug up by Weingart on the backside. Set down the middle for Morgan. She tips it into the block or into the net, and that is a hitting violation.
Pawnee trying to crawl back into this.
Short serve, ball popped up back row. Joust at the net, won by Lindy Johnston. Popped up high and a free ball, played deep. And a offensive play on a ball higher than the net by a back row player for the Caliche Buffs. Yes. And the line by Koenig will come near side, 14-11. Set far post, big swing down the line and in for a kill from Sammy Morgan. 10 kills for Sammy Morgan. And the line served down the middle from Shaylin Johnson. Set near side, Lindy Johnson off the block. Shaylin Johnson digs it out. Back set far side, and the tip down the line by Jess Taylor. Dug out by Vieira. Koenig bumps it up, and a free ball over by Anderson. Checked out by Edler. Set down the near side for a swing from Jan off the block. Popped up high, and at the net, the block on the tip from Taylor by Lindy Johnston. And within 3 come the Pawnee Lady Coyotes. The serve from Tilgman down the middle, popped up back row by Shaylin Johnson. Set it up in the attack from Taylor, deep, dug out by Vieira back row. Set far side, Kirby Anderson off the block, ball kept in play, and a free ball over by Jaden Lambrecht. Popped up from the back row by Koenig. Tilgman will set near side, Zedek over the top of the block. Ball dug up back row, bumped up high, and at the net, the ball stuffed down by Zedek, dug over and wide by Jess Taylor. Pawnee takes a point and gets within 2. 10 kills
for Zedek.
And a timeout taken by Caliche.
Back to within 2. The Caliche Buffs want to stop this. They had all the momentum coming into this fourth set and were up by 5, 6, I think, at one time. And the fresher team is the Pawnee Coyotes, and they are trying to claw back in here. I think if they would happen to do that, that fifth set is just a jump ball. I mean, it's a flip. Who knows? I thought the Caliche Buffs would come out here and take care of business here in the fourth set, taking the momentum out of the third set. And they did initially, and now I think that fatigue set in again, and they're just kind of out here trying to go through the motions, trying to hold on. And the fresher team right now is pushing them.
Back to serve will go Brooke Tugman out of the Caliche timeout. 15-13 Buffs. Each side has burned one here in the fourth. Back to serve will go Tugman. She'll fly it on the far side. Dugout back row by Yon to Yon on the far post. She'll knock it down the line. Dugout by Koenig on the back row. Bumped up high in the attack by Lindy Johnson over the top of the block of the net. Popped up. Set near side. Big swing. Yon down the line and in for the kill. 16-13 Caliche, 9 away from guaranteeing advancement on to the regional round. 8th kill for Hannah Young. Back to serve goes Hannah Young. She'll knock it far side. Dug back over by Vieira. Checked up high by Lambrecht. Down the middle, Taylor sets it for Pierce. Rejected back by Lindy Johnston. Kept up on the front row and a free ball by Young. Angle far side. Popped up by Kirby Anderson. Set down the middle. Lindy Johnston off the block. Winged out by Edler, and then the free ball played back over by Taylor. Popped up by Vieira, back row. Set far side, the attack over the top of the block of the net by Kirby Anderson. Dugout back row, set down the middle, Pierce with a big swing. Dugout backside by Koenig for Pawnee. Back set near side, Zedek with the attack to the back line and in for the kill. Afton Zedek with her 11th kill of the contest.
Wow. Can I just say?
She's having a great match. Back to serve goes Lindy Johnston. Lindy will line it down the middle, popped up by Jess Taylor. Set up by Lambrecht, and a free ball will be played over by Pierce. Ball dug up back row by Lindy Johnson. Tugman will set down the middle. The attack by Morgan Sanders. Dug out backside. Shoot set near side. Edler with a big swing deep. Ball dug out back row by Koenig. Chased down by Kirby Anderson, and a free ball by Lindy Johnson. Not going to get over.
Coming in to serve is going to be Kaylee Lewis on the back line. She's only had 7 aces so far in this match.
17-14. Lewis will step back with the serve. She'll line it down the far side. Ball popped up back row. Set up and the attack off the block of the net by Zedek. And in the net went the block for the Caliche Lady Buffs.
Kirby Anderson back to serve for the Coyotes and puts it right in the net.
17-15.
18-15, and back is Weingart to serve for the Buffs.
See if the libero can get something working here and try and cap this one off. She'll line it deep, fielded by Kirby Anderson. Back row, set far side. The attack by Koenig through the block at the net. Ball dug out back row. Set near side. The attack tipped off the block at the net. The block was in the net.
They're going to say Zedek was drawn into the net. So now to a 4-point lead, 19-15.
Lewis Weingart with the serve once again. Ball popped up back row, tipped back over by the Coyotes, and a free ball by Lambrecht deep. Dug up back row by Lindy Johnston. The tip back over by Zedek. Ball popped up high, back row, and the back row swing from Sammy Morgan. Ball dug out back row, free back over, tip back deep, too deep and out by Morgan Sanders.
And it's first one to 20.
First one to 20 wins the majority of the time. Back to serve goes Weingart. Winged out backside, not cleanly, and a ace from Weingart. 21-15.
And you get the ace, and you get the blackjack, and it's winner chicken dinner. I'm just saying.
Short serve, diving dig out by Lindy Johnston. Another ace for Weingart. Caliche 3 points away from closing this out as Pawnee takes a timeout. Had to take a look at the Pawnee side, and then we'll talk about the Caliche serving. Afton Zedek coming into the tournament today, so this does not include the 2 previous matches, had 52 kills on the season.
On the season, and she's sitting at 11 in this match.
She is playing maybe the best match of her career right here today. She's done something good, but Caliche's service game has just been too much.
They have 14 aces in this match.
22-15, they're 3 points away from moving on out of the district tournament.
And we were setting in set number 2, and they were down pretty good and came back.
Serve crawls the net court from Weingart. Set far side. Koenig over the top of the block. Down and in for the kill. Still today, the only team that has not had a successful timeout is Caliche.
Exactly.
Caliche twice has not won the point out of the timeout they've taken. 22-16, Emily Ellis on to serve for the Coyotes. Far side, popped up back row by Weingart. Back set to Edler. She'll bang it off the block of the net. Popped up high, Lindy Johnston will hammer it down and in. Back within 5. 12 kills for Lindy Johnston. Just another day at the office and a lineup check being called by the Pawnee Lady Coyotes.
The Wildcat is going to be upon us here soon.
Absolutely. Fleming and Weldon Valley will play for the championship after this. And the serve will be lined down the near side. Popped up back row. Set onto the near side. Sammy Morgan bangs it off the block. Ball dug out back row. Tipped back over by Brooke Tobin. Back within 4 come the Pawnee Lady Coyotes. Jeanette Lambrecht's going to start chewing on her notebook.
Yeah, I would have loved to have had a camera on her the whole day.
Line down the middle, popped up back row by Kaylee Lewis. Set it up for Sammy Morgan over the top of the block. Ball dug out back row, set down the middle. Morgan Sanders, big swing, too big and out. 23-18. Back to serve goes Rachel Edler for the Lady Buffs. Edler lines in near side, popped up high back row. Set down the middle for Morgan Sanders. Floats it over the block. Popped up by Jan back row. Back to Jan near side. Big swing off the block down and in. Match points at 24-18.
One team going on, one team going home, and Caliche trying right here to move on. 1 point away.
Their fans on their feet. Edler with the serve. Line down the middle. Popped up by Kirby Anderson back row. Set far side. Koenig over the top of the block. Dug out by Weingart back row. Set backside 4. Sammy Morgan hops the net court and it drops. And Caliche ends Pawnee's season 3-1, 25-18 in the third set. A whale of a run for the Pawnee Lady Coyotes as they will finish 4th in this district, one of the top 10 teams in the state all year long. And they will not get to move on out. Caliche will move on as the 3 seed, be back here at the Bank of Colorado Event Center next week thanks to a 25-12, 18-25, 28-26, and 25-18 match. That'll wrap up this one. We'll take a break, and in about 10 minutes or so, Fleming and Weldon Valley for the championship. Coming up next on this big-time small-town media production.